Hello there, it is me, Tarman, and welcome back. Today we're going to be painting Random Space Marine Chapter again. So let's hop into that. Alrighty, so we know the rules here. You're going to need a D6 and a D8, possibly. So the page will be page number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are 8 chapters, so let's see which one. So we rolled a 9, and by default, that will just be 8. So the chapter will be... So let's start these Dark Krakens. And the Space Marine we are going to be using is this guy. So first thing we're going to do, we are just going to prime him black. So let's do that. And here we are. Now the first thing we're going to be doing is dry brushing this whole model a kind of semi-dark gray and some contrast. And I'm just going to mix up a gray out of some cheap stuff. So let's do it. And there we are. And you might notice there is a texture all over his armor. I thought that'd be a neat little effect. It's actually my spray can messed up, but I think it adds a pretty cool armor texture to him. Like his armor's made out of like sand casted steel or something. So we're just gonna roll with it. So the next thing we're doing, we're gonna pick out all of his joints and we're gonna mix up a light gray. I'm just gonna be using the same cheap paints that I normally use, which is just these. You know, they're both the same brand, black and white, and I use them for little stuff like this. So yeah, next thing to do is to pick out his joints, and we're just gonna mix up gray. There we are. Joints are picked out. I just took the white and picked out his belt because we're going to pick that out separately. Let's just go ahead and pick out the belt. And we're going to be using this. And there we are. Now we're finally going to pick out the arms and the gun. And we're going to be using this. And there we are. I'm kind of digging this like rolled or sand casted steel look on this Space Marine. I think he's kind of neat. Next thing to do is do all the silvery bits, and we're going to be using Old Reliable. This. And here we are. Next thing to do is put a wash over the entire figure. And the wash I'm going to be using is this. And there we are. Now the next thing to do is highlights. So what we're going to start with is the silver. And we're going to be using this. There we are. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to highlight the purple, and we're just going to be taking the purple that we used and mixing a bit of white into it to brighten it up. And there we are. Now the purple's picked out, and don't forget to paint his eyes a nice bright purple because that's the color of their lenses. And I just added a little white dot on this rough textured Space Marine. And you could call him done here, but we're gonna be adding a little bit more of the highlight onto the armor. And I'm just gonna mix up a brighter shade of gray and add some dents or some scuffs and scratches onto them. So let's do that. And there we are. Little minor dents and scratches into his armor, onto that really cool texture. I know I keep raving about the texture. The texture. That's pretty much it. Really, the last thing to do is to paint the symbol on his shoulder pauldron, and that will be it. So let's paint that symbol. And we're just going to be using the soft white Wraithbone. And there we are. And you could call him done. Last thing to do is just paint his base and clear coat him, so next time you see him, he'll be all finished. I'm just gonna spray him a matte clear coat too. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little paint job. I definitely like this figure. And if you guys are interested in seeing whatever I want to paint next, leave a comment down below. But this is a random Space Marine chapter of this week. So yeah, next time you see him, he'll be done. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed painting this little guy. I'm having so much fun just randomly picking a chapter in the books and taking a crack at them. And eventually, I will have every single known Space Marine chapter. But without further ado, enjoy the montage.